Hi, this is Lady Rumford, and today I want to talk about 3 books that changed my life. I mean, these are not the only books that have changed my life, but 3 books that have changed my life. So we're going to start with Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom. I bought this book in 2009. I had just finished university, and I was a copper. And I read this book, and I read about his struggles and how, his long walk to freedom. And the most impact that this book had on me was the fact that Mandela said he forgave everybody who hurt him. That was the first thing that struck me, like, this guy, really? I've been a Christian for most of my life, not all my life. And, forgiveness is a word we throw around easily. But the fact that after everything he went through, he was willing to forgive and more or less fought for a united South Africa is something that really, really impacted my life. I don't even know how much of an impact it had until recently, when a lot of the tribal rubbish was going on in Nigeria. And I'm like, why can't some of our leaders just look past their nonsense and just get their act together? So this is a book that impacted my life. The next book that really impacted my life, ironical that they're both South African, Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. This book is hilarious. But behind the humor, behind all the jokes, behind all the funny isms, is a story of resilience, a story of love. When you read his mother's story and how she raised him, how he even came to be, how she raised him, what she went through with her husband, and how she persevered. This story taught me about strength. It taught me about the strength of humor, the strength of being able to look in a situation and laugh about it, in spite of the implications of what is going on. And I'm somebody who likes to laugh, and many times I've been criticized for laughing in certain situations. But this book just reminded me that the fact that I'm laughing or trying to laugh about a situation doesn't minimize its importance or its impact. You just have to categorize what needs to be categorized properly. Read the book, it will explain. And then finally, Shoot Up. This book taught me the story of pivoting. Now, did he really pivot in the story? Not necessarily, but at the time I read this book, I was attempting to change careers. I was thinking strongly about changing careers. I had just become a mother, and I was looking at my career very differently from being somebody who was very, very, very active in the corporate space. I was looking at just altering some things about my life. And this book gave me so much perspective. It taught me about resilience. It taught me about strength. It taught me about how no idea is stupid. It taught me about the power of adventure, the power of travel, the power of failure. This book is powerful. It's one of the most powerful memoirs / business books / it's one of the most important books I have in my collection. I always suggest that people buy it. I have it in Kindle version, I have it in my Apple books, and I have the solid copy because I don't want to hear anything. So these 3 books have impacted my life very seriously, and I will highly recommend anybody to read them. Thank you.